Hello, hi, I'm Dara Bunjon. I'm the Food Enthusiast. Welcome to my kitchen. Today we got a lot of things planned, and understand I'm only one person, so I'm going to be switching back and forth, front and back of the camera, but stick it out with me. So this week I saw something online that THB Bagels had a Build-A-Bagel kit, and I went, well, that's a new challenge. So it's something that you order online. You get 8 bagels raw, and you can pick out your flavors. They send you a topping or two and a cream cheese. When I say send, you have to pick it up. But I went out to Towson and picked it up. They have a window. Everything, you get to park for free for like 15 minutes on Allegheny Avenue right now. And they're taking all the precautions. So yes, I went out for you to get these bagels. So I've already done 2 just to make sure that we were going to work out, and they did. So it comes in containers like this, and they are covered, and until you're ready to cook them, don't uncover them. Keep them in the refrigerator. And you might want to, if you can get it a day in advance or that day, they're pretty quick about putting it together. So that's THB Bagelry, and it's called Build-A-Bagel. So the requirements are that the oven be at 475 degrees, well preheated, and that you have 4 quarts of water boiling, and you don't want to boil more than 3 bagels at a time. So that's what we're going to do now. My water is boiling. I'm going to switch over. Just wondering, how many of you watched the Saturday Night Seder? That was a lot of fun. Okay, so we're going to switch over to reverse. Hang on for a second. And why do I have problems seeing this sometimes? Oh, shoot. So here we go. We're going to do it this way, because I can't find the switch. That happens sometimes. So, let's see. Well, you're just going to have to watch me, and I'll put it in front of you. I don't know where the switch is. So, oh, there it is. Okay. There we go. Technologically challenged. So, I got the marble. They say don't do more than 3 at a time, and when they start to float, to take them out, which should be about 45 seconds. But mine float right away, so I just sort of count off the 45 seconds. And while they're doing that, let me show you around a little bit. We have some various toppings over here that I made up. They sent me some flaked onion, but I put in some caraway seeds, Hawaiian sea salt. This is a mix of sesame seed and orange chips and salt. And that's a Peking duck rub. And that was everything bagels, and I ground cinnamon and mixed it with sugar. And this orange peel and maple flakes and a little bit of salt always throws things off, builds things up, forgive me, and some Florida crystals. So this should be our 45 seconds, and put it on a parchment lined sheet. And we'll do, okay, so it's the raisin cinnamon. It's blueberry. And I'm assuming that's like onion, or I didn't get the onion one. So we'll set that aside for right now. And give it about 15 seconds, and then we'll move the tray over to season the tops. And it's very easy, and the oven's preheated, so we're good to go. All right. Hi, Patrick Dobbs. Thanks for watching. And again, here are the seasonings and the toppings. So we have a lot of things. You can see the counters lined up. We're going to be doing a number of things here today. So, assuming that these are about 45 seconds, They say until it floats, they just float. So give it a little bit of time in the water. And of course, when you put it in, it takes the temperature down on the water. All right. And this is a great project if you have kids at home and they can learn to do the bagels. All right, so next step. We're going to move this over. Oops. I tried to plan this out. It's not easy in a 9x12 kitchen. All right, so just use the tongue. So this is a sweet blueberry. So I thought I'd do the maple syrup flakes, the Florida crystal sugars, and a little bit of salt. And I think it has, and I have some dried orange flakes there. So that's done. Egg bagel. I think I'm going to do the Peking rub. All right, raisin is definitely the cinnamon sugar. Let me get that. All right, the blend, I think I'm going to do the caraway seeds. And this plain bagel, maybe some Hawaiian sea salt because it's pretty. All right. So they go into the 475 degree oven, and they say for between 15 to 20 minutes. I checked mine the earlier two that I did, and I checked it at 12 and they were done. So keep an eye on it. All right, oven's ready. And let's set the timer for Hi, Matt Robicelli. Matt, I got them at THB Bagels in Towson. They have a couple other outlets. And if you go onto it, in fact, the site is going to be listed under this video. All right. So while that's in the oven, let's go with things that you have on hand and things that you can do. Let me move some of this out of the way. And the other day I was looking at Nancy McDermott, who's a great cookbook author, a nice acquaintance of mine. I was watching and she was doing carrots 3 different ways. So this is basically Nancy's recipe. And I gave a link to her page, but she does a lot of Asian food, a lot of baking things. But I went, this is so simple. Everybody's got carrots. So what I did here was I did 2 medium-sized carrots, and I grated them on the box grater. But if you have the food processor, they have the grater on there. You can do that. So wash them, peel them, and I find it's easier to work holding onto the thicker side and going like that on the grater rather than the flimsy side. So that works for me. So I have about 2 cups of grated carrots here. And Nancy's recipe calls for raisins, or you could do dried cranberries. But I happen to have a sample from Croutons, which are a summer blend of dried fruits, peaches, nectarines, and plums. So I thought that would be nice. And in here we have, I put honey, you can use anything else you want to sweeten, brown sugar, maple syrup, apple cider vinegar, and a little bit of salt. and some mayonnaise. So we're going to add the mayonnaise and we're going to mix it up as best we can, one-handed, because I'm just that talented. We'll mix that up and do the dressing. So what's going on around town? I saw that, I think it's Big Cork Winery was doing a virtual wine tasting, and they did it the past 2 Wednesdays. I don't know if they're doing it anymore. I think it's Big Cork Vineyards. You can check them out on the internet. And Soda Soper Restaurant, who at the beginning of the COVID had closed up. Here I'm putting in the dried fruit. And Nancy also suggested that if you had some crushed pineapple, to put that in there as well. Since I'm the only one here, I can mix it with my hands. I don't care. I'm pretty good at this. Alrighty. So, dressing's done. And we're going to do the little one-handed trick here and get it in. And that was shy of 1/4 of a cup. Let me, let's see. I'm going to switch it around for a second. All right. There we go. Post this up here. And we can do this a little bit better. So I'm going to finish up the dressing. And you would just serve this at room temperature. It's a pretty simple recipe. Everybody has carrots if you have some dried fruit. And it just makes a nice addition. And approximate, you know, how much. I think it was shy of 1/4 of a cup of mayonnaise for the 2 cups. Nancy had, I think, 1/3 of a cup mayonnaise and other amounts because she used 3 cups of carrots. So, all right, so I was talking about Soda Soper. So Soda Soper, which has been closed since COVID started, is reopening in May and is going to be doing special meals. So if you're a fan of Soda Soper Restaurant, get in touch. One of the things that the restaurateurs have been talking about recently is, you know, they're working on a tight profit as is, and if you constantly use something like Grubhub or Uber Delivers, or Uber Eats as they call it, they're not making any money. So if in some way you can pick up the food or make arrangements for a friend to pick it up, however, the less you use some of these in between options to get food to you, the better chance your favorite restaurants have to survive. All right, so that's finished, and we can set that aside. And we can move this. Tastes good. All right, so let me switch it around again. There we go. So, and here's the finished bagels, but we'll come back to that. There we go. Move the carrots. What we're going to do now is what to do with leftover matzah. So, this has calmed down. One of the things you can do is, you're not doing the fancy matzah crack, but put some chips on your matzah, stick it in the oven, which has been preheating here, so it won't take long, and they will melt. And then what I'm going to do is, I have some coconut that I had in house. It's amazing what I have here. And with a touch of salt, I always like a little bit of touch of salt with my sweet, and I think that goes to those chocolate caramels. So while that's doing that, another thing you can do is, I did this a little ways back, and I had to set up so I can pop it in, is put some jam on the matzah, which we're going to do. Let's see. I'm going to switch it back again. Let's see if we can get this here. Bear with me. Oh, it's not working. Crazy, crazy. All right, so we'll go back. Bear with me. It's a real challenge. You know, I look at some of my friends who are doing these at home, and they have their husbands or their mates that are helping them. So what I have here is some apricot jam. I'm going to do my best, but you can do it much better at home because you're not holding the camera. Put your jam, any flavor that you want. Blueberry, strawberry. I happen to like the apricot. And before I forget about it, I think we probably have some melted chocolate right now. So let me get those out. The white chocolate's going to take a little bit longer. We'll give it a moment. So, back to this. So the jam. Okay. Now, if I had two hands, I was making it look a little bit better. I have some leftover turkey. And then I'm going to put some fontina cheese. And we're going to pop that in the oven once we take the chocolate out. So let me take that out. Okay. Bring that back over here. And the spatula. Thanks for bearing with me, folks, here. All right, so it's not as melted as I thought. So we'll come back to it. So here's the story. So when the chocolate melts, smear it on your matzoh, which is not working now because it could have stayed a little bit longer. So you smear the chocolate on, and then you take your coconut or any topping, let's say some almonds. I'm going to put some coconut on now. And like I said, a pinch of salt. And that would be it. So let your chocolate chips melt, get really soft, and then smear them on the matzoh. Then some coconut. If you have some almonds or anything else, pop it on there, and then you have a nice little snack. All right. So we're going to set that aside for right now. And take I'm going to put this on broil. And that shouldn't take long for that to melt. So what's new with you? What have you been using? Let me turn this around and talk to you for a while so I can see your face. There you are. Okay. So what have all of you been doing? Do you do menu planning? I scored I had to go out and get the bagels just for you, THB bagels. So we could do the little putting the bagels together, but it's a fun kit to use with your children. So I figured I was going to be out. I was masked. I wore glasses. You know, I looked like Nanook of the North. I was bundled up. So I hit the Russian produce market on Reisterstown Road and got some things there. And I didn't know if I had time. I thought I'd go over to ShopRite near where THB Bagels was. So I picked up some sale onions. And when I say that, when the produce is going a little bit bad, it'll be a sale. So I picked that up. Interesting enough, I'm hearing the beeper. That's 12 minutes. Let me swing around. Let's see what they look like. They are blowing up. They look great. I might give it another minute because there's a little bit more on there. Let me put... There we go. Wasn't that exciting to watch my burners? So, I was talking that I went out. So I went to the Russian market. So they had eggs, so I bought a dozen eggs. And they were $3.29 for the dozen eggs. I bring that up because I get a ShopRite, and they were $1.99 for a dozen eggs. Interesting. But I thought I really scored when I went to ShopRite. I got 2 bags of flour that made my day, and paper towels. So, I hope you've enjoyed this. We're going to pull the bagels out momentarily. Let me move the pot. And we'll pull them out. Hang in there. Alright, let's take a good look at these. Came out really, really nice. So, that was the blueberry, that was the egg with the Peking duck spice, that was the whole wheat with, I can't remember what I put on there. I put the caraway seeds on the marble, I put the Hawaiian sea salt there, and I put the maple and the blueberry and the cinnamon sugar there. So, let's go back over here. Turn that off. It's melted nicely. We'll get that. So here's one of the bagels that I did. And you can see they plump up really nice. Oh, be quiet here. So those are the bagels. I opted for the chive cream cheese, but you can get plain cream cheese and put in it anything that you want. Let me show you what this looks like here. You can see how that melted. That makes for a nice snack. We're just going to let that sit. So that's it for, I guess, this week. I'm Dara Bunjon. I'm the Food Enthusiast. I hope you had fun. Hope it wasn't too jerky, but again, like I said, I don't have the luxury of having someone here right now. So I'm my own cameraman. A little note out to my friend Jeannie Grusin, who I've decided to make her producer of my show because we talk about different ideas. So tune in next Thursday. I have no idea what I'll be doing. Keep cooking. May your plates always remain full. I'm Dara Bunjon. You can find me at food@jmoreliving.com, as well as on their website, jmoreliving.com. Look for the Food Enthusiast. If you have any questions, reach out to me. This has been a blast, and now I have about an hour's worth of cleanup in my kitchen. But I hope you had fun, and that's THB Bagels for the Bagel Kit, and that would be fun with your kids. All right, bye now.